listen to their sound. They are the sound of people who were protesting, who tried to save the life of a friend, the sound of women who shot on shoulders and asked them to stop shooting, sound of a brave wrestler that was executed in toilet without saying goodbye to his family. A lot of hidden story are behind every sound. The brave sound that are with us every day to fight for all brave people that we lost during these years. Listen to them. Uprising is continuing.
Hi everybody, my name is Nasim, and we have a very dear guest to talk and bring her solidarity about Iran. Eri Mastero from Malaya migrated BC. Eri, please.
Hello, everybody. I am glad to be here to stand in solidarity with the Iranian friends in the diaspora. The rallying words of Women, Life and Freedom is a rallying cry that has been heard across Iran and many cities around the world, including Vancouver. The words mean women, life and freedom, but we also say, and we also know, freedom for women means freedom for all, and that any genuine movement for change, for a comprehensive transformation of society will not grow, prosper, and even win if it does not carry the liberation of women and the participation of women across all classes and sectors. What is happening in Iran is a living historical moment. It has been described as a wave, a revolutionary wave that has swept across many shores and carried the cry of the women in Iran. Amini's arrest, torture, and death sparked a wave of protests, deliberate acts of resistance, from women cutting their hair to ripping off their headscarves, to going out to the streets, to speaking out, to schoolgirls, demonstrating in the playgrounds and on the streets. And I would say to people who are crossing the street and in their cars waiting for the lights to go, I would say these are acts of courage and bravery, because the state fascist retaliations have been quick and they have been severe and they have been deadly. This wave has the men, old men and young men marching and raising the cry of the Iranian women, and they have been marching behind the women and the girls. Is the wave of protest new or not? It is both. The people in Iran have always resisted and fought back against the Islamic Republic of Iran, established in 1979. The people of Iran have not been quiet. And proof of this are the political prisoners, former political prisoners who are here, and political prisoners who are inside the jails of Iran. They are the living witnesses to the Islamic Republic of Iran's repression and state terror. I remember the 2019 elections, there were protests, but they were saying they were limited because it was mainly led by the middle class. It was followed by nationwide protests because of the economic hardship that hit the working class. And when we say the hardship hits the working class, it hits the families and of course women. I do remember the rallies here to support the strike of the working classes in Iran before the pandemic. And women activists were part of those protests inside and outside of Iran. Is the wave of protests new? Yes, definitely. Because as many observers have said, for the first time, these protests are led by women in Iran, but they also involve a broad united front across all sectors of society and age groups. And they have spread across dozens of cities and towns, just like a wave. And the rallying cry has also seen demands for more freedoms and also for the overthrow of the state. And while I say this, the iron hand of the state has massacred the people of Iran in their protests. They have cracked down on the protesters with mass arrests. More than 15,000 Iranians were arrested in more than 130 cities, and crackdowns left 300 dead, including children, because state security has fired with live ammunition on the streets. But that was news from a while back. And the wave continues to rise, and the retaliations continue to happen. These numbers are mind-boggling, and I am sure they are growing as we speak because the wave continues to ride high. The severity of state reprisals is unprecedented because the protests are also unprecedented, described as the boldest challenge against the Islamic Republic of Iran. What we're seeing is the crest of the revolutionary wave of Iran, the raised part of the wave. It gathers strength, it will continue to ride high, but like the wave, it will go on its trough because the movement has to continue to organize, consolidate, and expand for the next bigger wave. And it will be no match for the state and its security and military agents. The brave women in Iran and the Iranian diaspora does not only inspire, it also moves many women, including migrant women, many democratic-loving organizations and groups around the globe to act in solidarity with the Iranian women in as many creative ways as they can. As women across the globe, we are oppressed because of our gender, our sexual orientation, our economic class, our fighting spirit, and strong grasp of our women's rights and our fight for liberation. At various levels across the globe, ruling despotic governments and dictatorships have tried to crush fighting women, but they have not succeeded. In my own home country, in the Philippines, the past misogynist and macho-fascist government of Duterte, while in power, ordered his military soldiers to shoot female guerrillas in the vagina. That exposed his fear of women, of fighting women, and Filipino activists have not forgotten this. As women fighting for social justice, democracy, and national liberation, we stand in solidarity with the fighting women and girls in Iran and the people in Iran as they continue to stay vigilant and militant against the Islamic Republic of Iran and imperialist powers like the US, who will continue to pose a threat against Iranian people. As fighting women, inspired by the brave women and girls in Iran and in the Iranian diaspora, we all know our roles in the struggle. Wherever we are, we know that. And where is that? Our place is in the struggle. and where in the struggle our place as women is in the forefront of the struggle. Long live the Iranian women and girls fighting in Iran. Long live international solidarity. Long live social justice, human rights, and liberation. Thank you.
Long live international solidarity! Long live international solidarity! Long live international solidarity! Down with Islamic Republic of Iran! Down with Islamic Republic of Iran! Down with Islamic Republic of Iran! Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
I would like to say a few words about Kurdistan these days. Since last week, the Islamic Republic has intensified its repression of Kurdistan majority cities and towns. In the western province of country, following reports that part of some small towns have fallen into the people's hand. The majority of Iran's 10 million Kurds live in the western part of the country. On Tuesday, the IRGC again hit a base that it claimed belongs to separatist terrorists in Iraq using missiles and kamikaze drones. The regime stepped up attack against Iranian Kurds sheltering in Iraq, Kurdistan on the pretext that separatist Kurdish group are fanning the flames of conflict in Iranian Kurdistan. Cities by supporting the protesters, leading to global outcry that it is gaining a new momentum following the European Parliament's announcement on Monday that it would not keep direct contact with the Islamic Republic authorities.
My name is Zozan. I was born in East Kurdistan, and I was born during a time just a few years after the revolution. And I was born at a time when all of our families were split up. Our uncles and aunties were imprisoned. They were murdered and executed. And that legacy of that struggle has led to the revolution that we see today in Iran and in Kurdistan. I am incredibly proud to be a woman today. I am incredibly proud to call myself Kurdish today. I am so proud to be standing alongside you today to honor and raise our hands and our fists with the women of Iran, with the women and girls of Iran who are leading this revolution despite every kind of threat against their bodies, against their families. They are on the front lines of this revolution. They know that this isn't just about them. This is about you, it's about me. It's about every single girl and woman in this world who has experienced any kind of violence, any kind of discrimination, oppression. This revolution is not just about Iran. It's not just about Kurdistan. It's not just about Baluchistan. This revolution is a global revolution. It is one of the most beautiful things when we stand up together and we say, no more. I hear stories, I hear accounts from Iran where they say, we're not going to stop, no matter how many people they kill. We will not stop until this revolution is won, and I am with them. And I'm so glad to be standing here with you, to be alongside them, in the dream of one day having a regime change in Iran, because I know a lot of my family, a lot of my community finds this is closer than ever now, and we will fight until that happens. We will fight until every single person in Iran is free. We will fight for all of the political prisoners. We will fight for every single person that has been martyred in the name of freedom. Jen, Xian, Azadi! Jen, Xian, Azadi! Jen, Xian, Azadi! Jen, Xian, Azadi! Zen, Zendegi, Azadi! Zen, Zendegi, Azadi! Zen, Zendegi, Azadi! Zen, Zendegi, Azadi! Women, life, freedom! Women, life, freedom! Women, life, freedom! Women, life, freedom! Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to invite my sister in struggle up here just to say a couple of words. This is Harsha Walia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I want to start by acknowledging that I and we are here on unceded Coast Salish territories, the lands of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish people. And like my sister Zozan said, we know that the struggle for women's liberation, for feminist liberation is global. And one of the places where it is also so central is here on what we know as Turtle Island, where Indigenous women, Indigenous girls, Indigenous Two-Spirit and trans people continue to fight. Fight for their freedom against colonization, fight for their freedom against gendered violence, and continue to fight to ensure that they are free from colonialism. And so I come here with greetings for solidarity for all struggles around the world where women are leading the struggle for autonomy, for freedom. In Iran, in Kurdistan, where so many women are showing us the way, not only for women in the region, but inspire us here. You are inspiring us here. You are leading the way of a feminist revolution. So often we are told that feminism doesn't exist in other parts of the world, that it's a Western import. But you are telling us that no, feminism is stronger than ever in Kurdistan. Feminism is stronger than ever in Iran. That women and girls refuse to be subjugated by patriarchy, refuse to be subjugated by authoritarian governments, refuse to be subjugated by religious dictates that are oppressive. You are teaching people all around the world. You are inspiring people all around the world. And please know that you are not alone. You are not alone. People are following the struggle all around the world. The struggle to free political prisoners. The struggle to free women. The struggle to take down this oppressive regime and to ensure that freedom rings across Iran, that freedom rings across Kurdistan, that freedom rings for all people who continue to struggle for liberation and for love. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for bringing us all together. And thank you for inspiring feminists all around the world.
Thank you, Harsha. کارگر نفت ما، رهبر سرسخت ما.
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 When I say the only solution, you say revolution. The only solution. Revolution. The only solution. Revolution. The only solution.
Revolution.
Free all political prisoners in Iran.
Free all political prisoners in Iran.
Free all political prisoners.
people. The Iranian regime has also yet again fired rockets at the Kurdish Democratic Party of Iran facilities inside the territory of Kurdish regional government in Iraq. These took place a few hours apart from the attacks by Turkish forces on Kurdish militants in Iraq and Syria. In 1946 to 47, Mahabad was the capital of Kurdish Republic. It holds a special place in the traditions of resistance against the royal dictatorship among the Kurdish people and all Iranians who fight against tyranny, oppression, and exploitation, whether in the guise of a leader with a crown or a turban. We call on all trade unionists, socialists, and defenders of human rights to support the struggles of the Kurdish people and all Iranian protesters taking on the brutal dictatorships. Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
I'm gonna read you a strike of workers, of Isfahan steel mill workers, that they're on a strike. Workers in all units and sections of the mill are currently on a strike. On Tuesday, November 15th, the workers of the Isfahan steel mill went on a strike. On November 16th, the workers gathered in front of the steel complex administrative building where the CEO office is located. The plant managers and the representative from the regime's Ministry of Labor met the workers. The ministry representative promised to meet the workers' demands, which include a pay rise in the coming days. The iconic Isfahan steel mill was the first major iron and steel complex in Iran built in 1960s as part of technical and economic cooperation deals between the Shah's regime and Russia. Its workers joined the long list of workers who have gone on a strike in the solidarity with the mass movement triggered by the state killing of Mahsa Jina Amini in September. Long live international solidarity!
Long live international solidarity!
Long live revolution! Long live socialism! My name is Shorey. I'm an ex-political prisoner in Iran. I start my speech with the slogan of the Zan Azadi.
Zan Azadi!
It has been a week since the government started a brutal attack on the people of the Kurdistan by sending its repressive forces, Basij, IRGC, Special Unit, and Army units to Mahabad, Piranshahr, Jawan, Pave, and other cities of the Kurdistan. It attacks the people of the Kurdistan with the heavy weapons, bullets, and the mattresses. He shoots people who are waiting in the line of the bakery. In the last week, more than 50 people have lost their lives in the cities of the Kurdistan, and hundreds of the people have been injured by the attack of the government. The government has even prevented blood from being sent to help the injured in the cities of the Jawan, Piranshahr, and other cities of the Kurdistan. These people have whitewashed all the dictators of the history, but despite all their brutality, they have not been able to crush the resistance and aggression of the people of the Kurdistan. Today, the time has come for us people, for all of the people all over the Iran, to come
to the field in the support of the people of the Kurdistan. The Islamic Republic's attacks on Kurdistan is not an attack on just one province. It is an attack on the whole of Iran. It is an attack to our revolution, attacking the women's revolution in the life of their freedom. And it should get a resounding answer from all of us. Iran is no longer Iran without Kurdistan. Long live revolution and long live revolution.
Long live revolution.
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran.
Long live Islamic Republic of Iran.
Thank you.
We have many statements from different women's groups, and I'm just reading one of them that is from Afghans, poets, writers, and journalists in solidarity with the uprising of the Iranian people. The struggle is the only way to liberation, and we who are oppressed, impoverished, discriminated against, murdered, and subject to mass killings in the streets, deserts, and mountains of Afghanistan and Iran know this more than anyone else. A struggle is the only way to liberation, and women and all other oppressed genders of our geographies, which are the geographies of calamities, descendant from the holy sky of political Islam and Islamic governments, know this most of all. A struggle is the only way to liberation and only cure for our pains. But there is no one way to pursue it. Like Afghan women who are the prominent force of popular struggle in the country and have been fighting against the most robust patriarchal structure possible under the most severe security measures and government violence by the Taliban in the last year. The women of Iran and the entire population have been fighting in every possible way to destroy one of the biggest models of Islamic government for 43 years. And today, they are proudly bringing the biggest struggle and the most persistent one to a conclusion. The brave and decisive presence of Iranian women and the rest of the population in the streets to overthrow the Islamic Republic highlights more than anything else that a struggle is the only way to liberation.
Free all political prisoners in Iran!
Free all political prisoners in Iran.
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran.
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran!
Down with Islamic Republic of Iran.
Dear friends and comrades, welcome. We are here actually to be voice of the workers, working class in Iran mainly, who are in front line for this uprising in Iran. If you just follow the news, if you just look at all of the media, you can see clearly it's only from working class people who are putting their life in front line for this uprising. Clearly, they're shouting their slogan, equality and freedom, all over the Kurdistan and all over the Iran, city by city. So we